individual filmmakers don't always know where they stand in the pipeline and the process, and a lot of things feel really opaque, but a lot of people associate their dreams with the kind of the traditional indie model, which is funny, right? Because like Hollywood is closed doors. You don't get to make your film in Hollywood until you've happened to make, I don't know, a beautiful music video for Hooray for the Riff Raff. They get picked up. You get asked to do another direct, like that. It's the Lana Turner story from a filmmaker perspective. That doesn't happen for most people. But the traditional indie method was, right, you scraped up money from your friends and family. You applied for a bunch of grants for your hard-hitting documentary or your poetic narrative piece, and you maybe found an investor, but that investor, is really just doing a charity case, and you make this amazing film, and you submit it to Sundance or Cinestory, and they see your genius, and they push you up the chain, you premiere at Sundance, and next thing you know, you have a deal with Miramax. That's right. That's the vision that many of us had as indie filmmakers of how it was going to work, and we found out frequently that was difficult in and of itself. And even today, not only Sundance feels like opaque and a closed door to filmmakers, but Slam Dance and some of the ancillary festivals feel like they're tough to get in, right? You can't get into Tribeca, and you can't get into True False. There is a lot of filmmaking going on, and it's hard to figure out where your audience is. What's happened, I think, in the past 5 years is things like Kickstarter have shown that you can find audiences anywhere, and that you don't have to rely on the traditional gatekeeping methods of fundraising to get your film to the next to production or post-production. And then now what Blip TV and Vimeo on Demand and some of those other services are saying is you don't actually need a theatrical run or a festival run to find your audience. Sam told this great story of this guy who did a documentary on high altitude bicycling, right? I don't care about that. I'm not going to go see a movie about that. It's not me. And I can imagine that any given festival that I can think of, the top 25 festivals in the world are not interested in a film on high altitude bicycling, right? There are about 10,000 people in the world who are incredibly interested in this and who are going to pay $20 to watch a video on it. And now you have $200,000. And now you make the next documentary you want, and that's a whole different model than we're used to as filmmaking. So I think part of it is the business, the legal ramifications, the tax implications, the new distribution models, the new funding models that there are, Seed and Spark and Slated, and all these other ways of thinking about funding and producing and distributing your film that were not available a few years ago. And navigating that world is something that we're trying to help local filmmakers do.